Now, if you've traded the global financial market like myself, one fact, one data that is a very strong piece of fact is you would discover that trading is very, very challenging. Now, according to global data, this is known data, it's public, you can look it up. Roughly 90 to 97% of market participants arguably are unprofitable long term. Now, this is one piece of data or one piece of fact that I quickly associated myself with when I came into the global financial market, because for me, I always emphasize on anything that cannot be projected on a scientific mathematical basis does not really exist to me. So if it is real, I should be able to do the workings on it. So coming into the global financial market, I had to just look up for myself, what is the chances of profitability in this market? And I found out this very interesting data that on an average, 90% of market participants are unprofitable. And on an average, 90 to 97% of market participants basically just move in a loop for the first 3 to 5 years in the market. And I decided to myself that I wasn't really going to do that. I wasn't ready to move in circle. I'm in this space to build something worthwhile for myself. And I really don't want to do that, just traveling in the same circle year in, year out, year in, year out. So I started to study. I began to not just trade the market, but trade the market with an attempt to actually finding out the secret of trading success. Now, that secret I did find out. It took me roughly 2 years or roughly 3 years in the market before I stumbled upon, I made a discovery basically that I began to expand on, and it became what I now know today as the secret for trading success. Now, that discovery is the one I like to call the psychology of price action. And I know I've spoken about that a couple of times here on the philosophical basis of the psychology of price action, but the psychology of price action is actually a trading strategy. I used to call it HPB, high probability base, basically. Now, since discovering that about 3 years ago, I've committed to refining that strategy to see just how best it can work for me. But it took up until last year, the ending of last year, in one of the 30 days experiments where I was actually stress testing the strategy before I figured out the one missing piece that needs to be in play for everything to work. But that is what has transformed into the anybody can trade that I talk about very often here on this platform, TikTok, as well as other platforms. Now, what the anybody can trade basically is the anybody can trade is what I like to call my own secret to trading success, basically. And I have written this secret in a book. It's a trading book, a trading strategy book. And I have written the secret in that book. I have priced that book at $1. But I don't intend to actually sell this book until documenting this experiment, because I've conducted the experiment for myself. I've conducted in the last 2-3 years, I've conducted countless experiments on this. And right now, the proof the world needs is study to show yourself approved. Now, before, it is a commitment, it's a promise I've made to myself that before I would be able to sell the book, I should be able to prove what I've written in that book publicly. So that is basically why I took on the Anybody Can Trade challenge or documentary here on TikTok. Now, I've keep up with that for I think about 30 days. I have a challenge basically when it comes to that experiment, and the challenge is quite simple. The challenge is, since the start of this year, I've been at a very rough place in my life. I really don't feel apologetic about saying that. I don't feel bad about that, because all men fail, all men fall. Great men fall greatly. If I have fallen greatly, that's a sign of greatness for me. I just need to pick myself up and then get back up. But this is the thing. For me to be able to carry out this experiment, I need to commit myself to sitting in the market and documenting that for at least 90 days. And because over the years, trading has basically been my primary source of income. I do other things offline, but primarily, trading has been like the lifeblood to all of that. And me being in a rough place this year, I have really not been able to trade as much as I should. So since doing this experiment, it is difficult for me because I have daily expenses, I have other things that I need to take care of, and I also have things that I need to put in place for that book launch. It is becoming really difficult for me, and I have to kind of like do this experiment without for a minute touching any funds from that account. So for now, I'm holding on with that experiment, honestly, because it is really going to be difficult for me to keep up with that the way I really want to. Now, I have in the past couple of days, I've reached out to mentors and colleagues that I have worked with and done business with in this space. And this is it. The book is priced at $1 per copy, and it is 100% philanthropic. I don't intend to sell this book for myself. I intend to sell this book mainly with the aim of creating a system where that money can go back into helping traders make something worthwhile out of themselves, because I have traded this market, trust me, actively. I know just how challenging trading the global financial market can be. But this is the thing. Right now, I am basically looking for seed investors who would basically buy up copies of this book before the launch. Now, for these seed investors, you're buying at a ratio of 1-to-1. For every $1, you have access to the revenue of 10 copies of this book upon launch and sold. So that is basically it. I really kind of like need some sort of financing to be able to keep up with this experiment. So for now, I would hold on with the experiment. I will try to see just what I can put together in a way that when I resume again, I would have to sit through it for 90 days. I would really have to sit through it for 90 days. So that is basically what it is. I remain Monaco Daniel, the mastermind trader from the world of popular adaptation.